First news is Liverpool faces 5 missing players versus Galatasaray despite defensive injury boost. Second news is Virgil van Dijk and 2 more Liverpool players at risk of Champions League ban versus Galatasaray. Third news is Galatasaray fans set off flares in Liverpool despite Anfield ban for Champions League game. Welcome back to the LFC Transfer Hub, your #1 source for everything breaking at Anfield. Liverpool suffered a fresh injury blow ahead of the Champions League last 16 tie against Galatasaray. The Reds have been without 4 long-term injuries for several weeks, with Connor Bradley and Giovanni Leoni not expected to play again this season, while it's unclear if Wataru Endo will feature before the campaign's conclusion. Alexander Isak has stepped up his recovery from a broken leg in recent weeks, but he won't be available for a few more weeks yet. Meanwhile, Joe Gomez, a player well-versed when it comes to time spent nursing knocks on the sidelines, has increased the number of potential absentees on Wednesday to 5. The defender missed Tuesday's open training session ahead of the second leg at Anfield, and it's unclear whether he will be an option for Arne Slot against Galatasaray. "Joe, we will decide tomorrow," the Liverpool head coach said during his pre-match press conference. "He wasn't available for training today. He had too much issues after our last game, although he had these issues already after the Galatasaray game. He wasn't planned to play against Tottenham, but unfortunately Ibu Konate got discomfort in his hamstrings, so we couldn't take the risk of playing him. That's why Joe had to play, and it has built up so much he is now a doubt for tomorrow. He's going to try tomorrow to see if he is available." Missed Sunday's 1-1 draw against Tottenham, but Slot said there should be no issues with his involvement against Galatasaray on Wednesday. "He is at this moment of time fully fit," said the Dutchman. "The day after the game is recovery. If you play so many games with 2 days rest in between, you cannot do a lot, but he's declared completely fit. He doesn't feel discomfort anymore, and he is ready to start, hopefully to fulfill 90 minutes or, if needed, even longer. That's what we have to find out tomorrow. Ready to start." Slot also provided an update on Isak, who was seen running on the grass during Tuesday's open training session, but the ex-Newcastle man has not yet progressed to ball work. "Alex is not available for tomorrow, but the fact you see him on the pitch tells you that he gets closer and closer to joining us again," said Slot. "Not really any time frame on his return, but he will not be available for Saturday as well. When you don't train with the team yet, you are not ready to play. And as well all know, if you have done for months on the individual session, it is also a step up to train with the team, and when you train with the team again, it is quite a step up to playing in the Premier League or Champions League." Second news is Virgil van Dijk and 2 more Liverpool players at risk of Champions League ban versus Galatasaray. 3 Liverpool players face the prospect of a Champions League suspension as the Reds look to book their place in the quarterfinals this evening. Virgil van Dijk and Ryan Gravenberch were both cautioned during the 1-0 round of 16 first-leg loss at Galatasaray in Istanbul last week, joining Curtis Jones on 2 yellow cards in the competition this season. This means the trio would miss a potential quarterfinal first leg should they receive another booking when the sides clash in tonight's Anfield return. The Reds already know what awaits them should they complete a comeback, with another meeting with Paris Saint-Germain on offer for the winner. Connor Bradley also sits on 2 bookings in the Champions League but has been sidelined for the remainder of the campaign with a knee injury sustained in early January. Competition regulations state any player who accumulates 3 yellow cards or any subsequent odd number of cautions from the league stage onwards serves a 1-match ban. An amnesty only takes effect upon completion of the quarterfinals when all yellow card tallies are wiped. Alongside having supporters barred by UEFA for the game at Anfield following trouble in the playoff fixture at Juventus last month, Galatasaray will be without suspended centre-half Davinson Sanchez after he collected a 3rd booking of the competition against Liverpool last week. The Turkish outfit have numerous players sitting on the brink of suspension. Goalkeeper Ugurkan Kakir, defenders Ismail Jacobs and Abdulkarim Bardakçay, alongside forwards Roland Salai and Victor Osimhen, have each picked up 2 yellow cards in this season's competition for Galatasaray, whilst January loan acquisition Noah Lang collected 2 bookings whilst representing parent club Napoli. Liverpool will be hoping to bounce back from another disappointing performance against Tottenham at the weekend, although the Reds have been handed another injury concern ahead of Wednesday's second leg. Joe Gomez missed training on Tuesday after starting against Spurs, with Ibrahima Konate having been named on the bench after feeling tightness in his hamstrings. Although the French international is expected to be back in contention for a start against Galatasaray, a late decision will have to be made on Gomez, which could further deplete the Reds' options in defense. Third news is Galatasaray fans set off flares in Liverpool despite Anfield ban for Champions League game. Liverpool city centre was bathed in red on Tuesday as Galatasaray supporters ignited flares and fireworks in the streets. The Turkish club is due to meet Liverpool at Anfield on Wednesday in the second leg of their round of 16 fixture. Footage circulating on social media shows vast crowds singing and celebrating on Victoria Street as the team coach tried to navigate through the packed thoroughfare. Fans were spotted standing in the carriageway, encircling the bus and forcing it to stop. Scores of supporters congregated closely around the vehicle as the squad arrived in advance of their European encounter. That's despite Galatasaray fans being banned from attending Wednesday's game at Anfield. Galatasaray was hit by sanctions by UEFA following ugly scenes in the playoff tie against Juventus last month. The Turkish club was fined €40,000 46,000/£35,000, with the club's supporters prohibited from attending the second leg at Anfield as a result. The incidents follow an already animated day in the city, with thousands of people descending upon Liverpool to mark St. Patrick's Day, reports the Liverpool Echo. Concert Square was amongst the first locations to reach capacity, with people emerging as early as 10 a.m. to enjoy a drink in the sunshine. As the morning wore on, areas including Rainlog Street and Hope Street became focal points for visitors to experience music and live entertainment. The yearly St. Patrick's Day Parade gathered at the Old Irish Centre, Mount Pleasant for a 3 p.m. start. The procession was spearheaded by 3 complete marching bands, injecting music and vibrancy into the city centre. As the evening set in, throngs in central locations showed no signs of thinning out, with Concert Square and surrounding areas continuing to be the most bustling. Arne Slot's team enter Wednesday's game trailing 1-0 following their defeat to the Turkish outfit for the second occasion this campaign last week. Mario Lemona's early strike proved sufficient to establish an advantage and leave Liverpool departing Istanbul without reward. The Reds already know who they could end up facing in the quarter-finals should they complete a comeback later, with Paris Saint-Germain lying in wait after thrashing Chelsea 8-2 on aggregate following a 3-0 win at Stamford Bridge on Tuesday. Liverpool will be aiming to bounce back following Sunday's disappointing 1-1 draw at home to Tottenham, with supporters at Anfield greeting their side with boos at full time.